fourth graders, welcome back to another math lesson. Today we're going to continue exploring decimals, and more specifically we're going to explore them on a number line. So we want you to remember all that you can remember about number lines as we go through this lesson. So let's start right away. The first thing that we need to remember is what fractions look like on a number line, right? Because decimals and fractions are good friends. So as we can see here, we have number lines from 0 to 1, and then we have fractions in between, right? Because they're parts of a whole. So the way we count, right, the number of equal spaces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal spaces, and then the numerator is on top. And again, you see it for 6, for fourths, for thirds, and for a half. So keep this number line information in your brain as we continue on with decimals on a number line. So here we go. Decimals on a number line. Check this out. So here we have a number line from 0 to 1, as you can see, and let's count the equal spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 equal spaces, which makes the denominator 10, right? And we put the numerators. This we're used to, right? 1 tenth, 2 tenth, 3 tenth, 4 tenth, and so on, up to 1 whole. But as you can see right above, we have the decimal equivalent. So this is, like we learned last week, 0.1, that's 1/10, right? They're equivalent. So we can see all of these equivalent decimals to these fractions. So these are the tenths. And then as you notice, when you get to 1 whole, the decimal, the 1 goes on to the left side of the decimal because it's become a whole, 1 whole. All of these, there was a 0 on the left side because they were part of a whole. Now we've reached 1 whole over here. Another thing that's very interesting that I think I'm going to be able to blow your mind with is that we didn't only do tenths, right? We also last week learned about 1/100ths, hundredths, right? So where would hundredths fit in on this number line? And if you can believe it, check out this old school magnifying glass. We're going to magnify and go from just 0 to 1/10. There is something going on in between all of these, and they're called hundredths. So we're going to take 0 to 0.1. It's like a tenth of a tenth, which is a hundredth. So I'm going to cut this in half, right? That would be 0.05. And I'm going to try and fit in. It's going to be really tiny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you can believe it, where the hundredths live, the hundredths is right here between the tenths. So it makes me think hundredths and tenths, which one's bigger or smaller? We're going to talk more about that later on in the week and next week. But think about tenths and hundredths. The hundredths lives inside of, if you take like this little piece, the hundredths lives inside of the tenths in each one. I just showed you one piece, but it's in each one of these. So that's how decimal tenths and hundredths work on a number line. So let's continue just doing an example. So if you were asked to locate or find 0.9 on a number line, so that's 9/10, right? That's the same as 9/10. Well, we know 9/10. We got from 0 to 1, 10 equal pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we can label them. We can label them as decimals, so 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, the midpoint, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and then you have your 1 whole, 1.0. Remember, it becomes 1 whole. So 9/10 or 0.9 is right here. You can mark it with this X, with a circle. That would be where 0.9 is. And then last example, if you're asked to locate 0.03, remember this is tenths hundredths, this is 3/100ths. You're going from 0 to 0.1 only, right? This is just like the right here from 0 to 0.1 because we're in hundredths, and then you start 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.04, 0.05, 0.06, 0.07, 0.08, 0.09, and 0.1. So 0.03 right here, mark it, and you're good to go. So I hope this lesson on decimals on a number line was helpful. One of the biggest things to just remember is that fractions, you can remember fractions for number lines, and then there's an equivalent decimal to it. So you can always like go back and forth with that if you're ever confused. And that you have tenths on a number line, and you can also have hundredths, which are inside of your tenths. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.